Welcome to the Auto Body Source Podcast, your direct link to products, skills, and training for a rewarding career in automotive collision repair. Since 2017, RUPES USA has leveled up pro detailing skills with hands-on training sessions at the RUPES USA BigFoot Academy near Denver, Colorado, where trainees get hands-on guidance in every part of the RUPES system and maximum one-on-one coaching from the RUPES expert technical team. Chris Wright, National Accounts Manager at RUPES USA, tells us how the company helps its students step into the future of surface correction. You mentioned that you guys are based out of Colorado here in the States?
Yeah, about 30 minutes outside of Colorado. Yeah, so it's kind of centrally located and easy to get to. Have a fantastic training center there. So part of the reason why it's there is that, you know, it's kind of a central location where people can get to pretty easily. We do a lot of remote trainings as well, but there are quite a few trainings there in Colorado. So it's a world-class training facility that a lot of people are sometimes even inspired by. They come in, they do a training, and they may go back to their shops and make some changes to make it more efficient, or, you know.
Could you walk us through what that training typically looks like?
Oh, yeah. So we designed the training center to almost mimic what like a world-class detail center would be, right? So we have wash bays, and we have, everything is in the studio is black. We have, lots of different lights that can change as far as color and brightness go, that sort of thing. But the important thing is we have a classroom that can fit up to 52 people. So there's the conceptual part that we handle in the classroom, and then everyone goes out and we do a little hands-on. We kind of bounce back and forth, and that seems to be a really good formula. It kind of keeps everyone's attention. We don't like to kill them by PowerPoint, or death by PowerPoint, as they say. We have a lot of great content in some of our PowerPoint presentations, but I think the combination of that with the hands-on is, people really enjoy that.
It almost sounds like a must in the line of work of a detailer. Everything is manual and hands-on and tactile.
But, it's important to understand why. Not just do this way, but why am I doing this that way? So that's where the classroom and the conceptual part comes in.
How long has this course been active since launch?
Well, let's see. The training center, I think, went online in 2017. So we have multiple courses. So, everything from a 1-day to like a 4-day masterclass, and almost everything in between. So it's not one specific course, but it's quite a few, actually.
Detailing has been around 4 generations, and you guys have led a lot of innovation in the technology side of it, with tools and also with abrasives. Is that correct?
Yeah, tools and abrasives. The thing that RUPES is really known for, number one, we specialize in sanding and polishing. So sanders, polishers, pads, compounds, sandpaper, that sort of thing. But the thing that we're really known for is the large orbit polisher. So that was launched in 2011 at SEMA. And it literally kind of flipped the industry on its head, and people were just kind of blown away by it. And so that's kind of our bread and butter. That's something that it took a little while to get to the market, from an engineering standpoint. It's something that's been copied quite a bit, but we're continuing to innovate. So that's one of the things that's really important to us, is that we're continuing to innovate. So we just, at SEMA 2023, we just launched our first full-size random orbital cordless tool. So we say it's cordless, but it's actually a hybrid model. So every single one of our cordless tools, we call it hybrid technology. Sounds like hybrid. And so it's able to be plugged into 110-volt outlet as well. So there's a power module that allows every one of our cordless tools to be plugged into just a regular outlet. So it gives you some flexibility there. So that's one of the innovations. But that tool we're really proud of, because we were a little late to the market on that, and very on purpose. We're waiting for the battery technology to get to a point where we could have what we think is a good runtime, but without a lot of extra weight. So weight and balance and smoothness is really, really important, and something we will never compromise on. So we think that new machine is going to kind of set the standard for that type of tool in the cordless, sector of the industry.
This definitely seems like a unique privilege to get, training on such a cutting edge tool. I'm thinking, at least in the mind of a newcomer,
People were losing their minds when we showed up for trainings and we had one, right? I mean, it was fever pitch, so to speak.
There's a mini version of that. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, in 2015, we launched the Nano. So that's some people call it like the toothbrush style. So it's a really small polisher that can go down to 1.25 inch pad size, which is really, really small. And it's great for really doing a lot of, precise type work, really getting precise door jambs and door handles and things like that. But yeah, at SEMA 2022, we launched the 3-inch cordless. So if you haven't seen it, it's a really strange looking tool, but just when you hold it, just very, very ergonomic. So
it's the one that has almost like a little neck on it. Yeah,
it looks like a praying mantis or some sort of alien tool or something like that. But when you put that in it's kind of a two-handed tool. But when you actually operate it, you understand why the form is the way it is, and it's all about function.
On the technical side, are there frequent user errors that you guys may get calls or inquiries on where it's simply
hundreds? Yeah, we couldn't get into them all today, but so one of the things that we do with our training is there are a lot of good tool companies and there are a lot of companies that make great pads and make great compounds. We make everything in-house, and it's a system, and it's all engineered to work together. So we have a very, very specific way of training that tells people how to prime a pad and how to clean a pad and how to do a basic execution of a section pass with a polisher. So that's all has been tested and validated, and it's something we improve upon time. So sometimes we'll run across someone, they'll say, "Oh, I prime my pad this way." And it's like, well, that's how we were teaching it a couple of years ago, but here's why we're teaching it a different way now. So, but I think the number one mistake that we see is people over polishing, over cycling. So polishing for too long. Our system is made to cut in the first 30 to 45 seconds. After that, we're completely wasting time. So from an efficiency standpoint, 30 to 45 seconds is all you need. So even some really advanced detailers, people that work in the PBE market, that's the number one thing that we see is people are spending too much time polishing, and that creates other problems. You're building up more heat. Your pad life may diminish. There are lots of negative things that come with that. May compromise the finish a little bit, but the main thing is time savings.
That is valuable. I probably would be a guilty party in that lumped up in that category.
It's easy to do. You get caught up in it and you're going to town, right? So, one of the techniques that we teach, especially in the PBE world, is, we define a section and then we go over that section 3 times. So we're not really counting in our head. We're just making sure that we define that section, go over it 3 times, and that's about 30 to 45 seconds, depending on your arm speed.
RUPES is very, very involved as an advocate for automotive refinish careers in general. For a person who may decide they don't want to detail cars, what would a career path for a school graduate look like for someone at RUPES?
From a standpoint of someone who's in sales or on a technical team, all of those folks have some sort of experience or background in sanding and polishing. So I went to school, like I was telling you, for graphic design. I was in marketing and advertising for over 20 years. But my grandfather was a carpenter, and he did a lot of woodworking. My dad was a metal fabricator. So I started designing and building furniture. And I met some people who helped teach me how to weld. My dad was one of those guys, and I started building furniture and started acquiring tools and DA sanders and polishers. And so some of it was self-taught. Some of I had some mentors that helped me along the way. And then later on, I got into technical sales. And when I kind of ran across RUPES, it kind of combined, a little bit of my marketing background, the technical sales part of my background, and all the personal experience I had from all the sanding and polishing and refinishing and, spraying clear coats and that sort of thing. So every one of the people on our sales team or our technical team have some sort of technical background. They're detailer in a former life, or I have kind of a unique set of experiences. But there are other positions within the company, like the guys in our marketing department. They're award-winning, just really creative folks that help tell the RUPES story, but they're not. They don't have a technical background. Before RUPES, they weren't sanding or polishing. So there are some other opportunities in the company, and then we're a manufacturer as well. So we're building all of these tools and pads and compounds, and you don't really necessarily have to have be a detailer in a former life to work in manufacturing.
I'm sure that's encouraging for anybody who's a career changer or maybe trying to figure out how they want to start their career. How would somebody get in touch or get enrolled in the training that you guys offer?
On our website, which is rupesusa.com. Rupes.com is our headquarters in Milan, Italy. That's our world headquarters. But so rupesusa.com, there's a tab called training on there. And when you go there, an exploded map will show up, and it'll show you all the trainings all around the country. So I think I had mentioned we do a lot of training in-house at our training facility in Colorado, but we also do a lot of remote training. Even trade shows or events that we'll be at will be on there. So there's a whole list of events and trainings, whether they're remote or local to Denver, Colorado.
Thanks again, Chris, for taking time to chat with us.
The Auto Body Source podcast is a production of the Auto Body Source, published by International Auto Body Marketing Group. For 3 decades, the Auto Body Source has connected repair solutions to collision shops across North America. In continuous publication since 1992, we differentiate ourselves with a publication that's a direct resource for auto body products and brands to the warehouse, the jobber, and body shop technicians, servicing over 17,000 jobber customers each year in the U.S. and Canada, as well as Bermuda, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Bahamas, and the Caribbean. For more information, visit www.autobodysource.com.